Alright, this is to Jack Frost. Here are my requests. The Fall of Western Civilization. I actually had a video planned a few weeks ago about that one. I need to upload that. But this will be a part 2 of that. So let's do part 2 first, alright? Western civilization fell in 415 or 410. I get those dates mixed up because one's a council and one's the date of the fall of Rome. That's when it fell. And then you had the coming of the Dark Ages, and all of these pagans and barbarians coming into Western Europe and destroying everything. And some things they left intact, and others they just obliterated. The Anglo-Saxons committed a mass genocide in southern Ireland, Britain, and the DNA shows it that it was almost 100% annihilation of the indigenous people. The Britons were wiped out by the Anglo-Saxons and Jutes and driven into Wales and Ireland. But to stand at the Welsh border, that's where we get King Arthur from. So King Arthur, being English, no, he was the enemy of the English, the Anglo-Saxons. The fall of Western civilization. Yeah, well, if you're talking about for a fourth time or fifth time in the last 6,000 years, you're looking at SJWs, atheism, things like this, these weird sectarianisms, the rapid growth of atheism. You're staring it right in the face when you see that stuff. The modern university, the revisionism of history, the one-sidedness of history. There's a great documentary. I can't believe I'm saying this because I don't like the man, but it's actually on Stefan Molyneux's channel. It's about Pinochet. And I don't know, a nice present, maybe an icon for anybody who can tell me who this gentleman is, as well as this gentleman. I already have this one. They don't all go together. I got them framed together all as kind of a joke, so I see one of the frames doesn't fit. But Western civilization, it stretches from Europe. I guess you'd say the most western part of Asia through Europe to the Americas, as well as being in the Philippines and Australia and New Zealand and very specific islands. Those places, it might be sustained for a while, but the fall will come in the form of mass unchecked Islamic immigration that might get this pulled down. Even though Islam is a Western religion, but what we're talking about as Western civilization, I'm assuming the modern, we speak of it modernly, there are very, very horrid racists like the American Renaissance Association who claim Western civilization to be the United States and Canada and Great Britain and Australia, just basically the Anglophone world, and that's it, which is BS because arguably Mexico retains more of Western civilization than the United States does. Now, if you're talking about modernization and modern techniques and modern science and modern medical practice, that sometimes gets lumped in with what's called Western civilization. So yeah, we are at. I mean, we are at. We're living in 1050 AD, or sorry, AD 1450 in Constantinople. We're living in AD 409 in Rome. We're living in 1065 AD 1065 Anglo-Saxon Britain. Um, and I'd like upon the issue of Islam. Let's me and you talk about that privately. But this will be the video about the fall of Western civilization. Okay. It's going to be preserved anywhere. It's probably going to be preserved south of Rio Grande. Hopefully it will. Hopefully the communists won't completely take over. Even if they do, they still tend to remain extremely nationalistic. But they would retain at least the educational standards, medical standards, or try to achieve them. And as well as the church. If you keep those intact, if you keep our education system intact, as well as strive towards a continually increasingly better medical research and system way, better hospitals, better healthcare, and as well as respecting your own culture and your ancestral spirituality, which is Roman Catholicism down there, traditionalist Roman Catholicism, then it'll be all right because they don't take in immigrants. Poland's looking very good right now, although there are many people that do not consider the Slavs white. For a long period of my life, I did not, and I never considered myself a racist. The Poles, Slavs were not white. Obviously, now I'm friends with, I'm friends with Serbs and Poles and Russians and Ukrainians, but even in the time that I didn't think Slavs were white, I still didn't. I still had friends that were of Slavic descent. I just didn't see them as being of the same race as the Celt, the Latin, the Greek, the Nordic / Germanic peoples. Peace to you.